Representatives Adam Schiff, Eric Swalwell, and Ilhan Omar criticized House leadership efforts to remove them from key committees. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy has the sole power to remove members from the Intelligence Committee and has done so with Schiff and Swalwell. The Speaker says he intends to remove Congresswoman Omar from the Foreign Affairs Committee, but this would require a vote with support of a majority of House members. Several Republicans have said they will not vote to remove her. This is 20 Minutes.
And we want to briefly address the Speaker's decision to remove Mr. Swalwell and myself from the Intelligence Committee, as well as his continuing threat to call a vote to remove Ilhan Omar from the Foreign Affairs Committee. I'm joined, of course, by my colleagues Eric Swalwell and Ilhan Omar.
Thank you, Chairman Schiff and Representative Swalwell. Our democracy and our governing bodies rest on a healthy and vibrant debate. Our strength lies not in our perfection, but in the diversity of our voices and our openness to civil discourse.
When it comes to Congresswoman Omar, based upon what she had said, the anti-Semitic comments, it's all about the Benjamins. The military in America is equal to Hamas and the Taliban. On 9/11, something happened that day. Even the former Democratic chair of the committee believed her comments were wrong.
In February of 2019, Representative Omar tweeted, and I quote, "It's all about the Benjamins, baby," in reference to American support for Israel. She said that AIPAC was buying U.S. representatives. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and the entire Democratic leadership actually condemned Representative Omar for these anti-Semitic comments. Then, again, just to show this is a pattern, this isn't some one-off incident, February 27, 2019, she doubled down on her stance at a forum in Washington, D.C. when she said, and I quote, "I want to talk about the political influence in this country that says it's okay for people to push for allegiance to a foreign country," end quote. Clearly, she's going back to the trope that Jewish Americans have a dual loyalty between the United States and Israel. That offended Chairman Eliot Engel, who at the time was the Democratic chairman of the Foreign Affairs Committee. And he said, and I quote, "It's unacceptable and deeply offensive to call into question the loyalty of fellow American citizens because of their political views, including support for the U.S.-Israeli relationship. We all take the same oath. Worse, Representative Omar's comments leveled that charge by invoking a vile anti-Semitic slur," end quote. Again, that's not me saying that. That's a former Democratic chair of the House Foreign Affairs Committee. Further, in March 2019, Representative Omar trivialized the terrorist attacks of September 11th that killed just about 3,000 U.S. citizens by describing it as, and I quote, "some people did something."
Tonight, Congresswoman Ilhan Omar under fire again after telling the Council on American Islamic Relations, known as CAIR, that the worst terror attack on American soil was, quote, "some people did something."
CAIR was founded after 9/11. Because they recognized that some people did something and that all of us were starting to lose access to our civil liberties.
Now, growing backlash.
But wait, there's more.
In 2021, a few months before the death of 13 service members during the botched withdrawal from Afghanistan, Representative Omar compared service members of the United States and the Israeli Defense Forces to terrorist groups like Hamas and the Taliban. She tweeted, and I quote, "We have seen unthinkable atrocities committed by the U.S., Hamas, Israel, Afghanistan, and the Taliban," end quote. To think that a representative here in this body would equate the Israeli Defense Force and the American service members to Hamas and the Taliban speaks volumes. It's unacceptable. That person should not be on the Foreign Affairs Committee. Representative Omar's Democratic colleagues sent a statement asking her to clarify those remarks because it was offensive and misguided. Again, the words of my colleagues across the aisle about Representative Ilhan Omar's words, and she refused to apologize. In May of 2020, One, Representative Omar accused Israel of committing war crimes following days of conflict between Israel and Hamas, where Hamas was launching rockets into Israel that saw thousands of missiles fired indiscriminately at Jerusalem and Tel Aviv, killing civilians.
Fox News alert on this situation we've been following for about the last 90 minutes. Israel now is striking back at Gaza. Hamas is firing a barrage of rockets, and sirens are ringing in Jerusalem and inside other cities.
But wait, there's more.
And during the 2012 military offensive in Gaza, you tweeted, Israel has hypnotized the world. May Allah awaken the people and help them see the evil doings of Israel. How do you put that into context now, and what do you say to American Jews?
So it's been known for quite a while that Ilhan Omar apparently married her own brother.
Say what?
To help him gain entry illegally into the country. That's a violation of immigration law. That actually happened, it turns out. And now we're learning the FBI had evidence to confirm it, but didn't do anything about it. Miranda Devine is an actual journalist. She works at the New York Post, where she writes a column. She joins us tonight to explain what exactly happened.
Basically, Republican operatives up in Minnesota decided to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on private investigators to really find out if Ilhan Omar was a genetic match, the DNA match, to the man who was her second husband. They went to 3 continents. They found a cigarette butt and a drinking straw, which they decided, they sent it to a DNA laboratory and found conclusively that the DNA matched, that the second husband was a sibling, according to this DNA sample. So the very day that they were going to unleash this on the world, and in fact I was interviewing one of the people involved, the FBI swooped on the gentleman, Anton Lazaro, from this Republican PAC up in Minnesota, and arrested him on some different charges. Who knows whether he's guilty or not guilty. I mean, he's not guilty until proven, but he's in jail. And so his story never got to see the light of day. I mean, luckily he'd told the FBI they were not interested. They told him the statute of limitations had run out. We managed to see the website before he took it down, before he was arrested, and managed to report the story such as it was.
Gentlewoman from Pennsylvania is recognized.
I yield 1 minute to the gentleman from California, Representative Schiff.
And the gentleman from California is recognized for 1 minute.
Madam Speaker, I rise in strong opposition to this resolution. First, as to the false pretext, 2 members of the Republican conference were removed from committees for inciting violence, encouraging violence against their colleagues. There is nothing at all at issue like that here. You want to introduce a resolution to condemn someone for inciting violence against their colleagues or against people here in Congress? Introduce a resolution against Donald J. Trump.
That is why, whatever our disagreements might be as members of Congress, policy differences alone have not and must not be cause for eliminating someone from serving on a committee. In modern American history, the punishment of stripping a member of Congress of their committee assignments has been reserved for only the most egregious wrongdoings, those convicted or indicted on corruption, those who have engaged in bribery, encouraged violence, sexual misconduct,